Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our new chapter, Force and Laws of Motion. Students, in your last chapter, that is motion. Okay, and in physics there is a branch of mechanics. Okay, which deals with the study of rest or motions. And in mechanics, it is also divided in two parts: rate, kinematics, and dynamics. Okay, kinematics. So kinematics and dynamics are branches of mechanics, and both the branches are deals with the study of rest or motion. But there is a slight difference between kinematics and dynamics. In kinematics, it is a branch of physics which deals with the study of rest or motion without any cause. That means we don't know why a body is rest or motions. That means it does not depends on the mass of an object. Okay, so our previous chapter motions, in this chapter we do not discuss any motions in which it depends on the mass of an object or a force applied on a body. But in dynamics, it is a branch of mechanics which deals with the study of rest and motion with cause. That means we know why the body is moved. Okay, why the body is moved, what is the conditions, movement, for the movement or rest of an object we need some force. So this force, that is the reason why an object is rest or motion. Okay, so in this chapter is a part of dynamics and the previous chapters is a part of kinematics. Now we do many activities every day. The force applied during closing door is push force. The force applied while opening the door is the pull force. So in this example, one child pull an object, another push, and both are in contact of an object. Okay, so a force is an interaction. A force is an interaction that causes an affected object to be pushed or pulled in a certain direction. Okay, so in a physics, force is an external agent or an interaction that causes the change in position of an object. It may be push or pull. Okay, so according to these situations, contact of two bodies is necessary for the forces to be applied. Let's take an example of bar magnet. We place two bar magnets close to each other without touching. Both the magnet apply force on each other. So from this example, touching of two bodies is not necessary for interactions. Okay, force is an interactions, and the previous example we seen that the interaction, for interactions touching is necessary, but in this example touching of two bodies is not necessary for interactions. Okay, so interaction is a kind of action. Okay, first force is an interaction, and what is interaction? Interaction is a kind of action that happens when two or more objects have an effect upon one another. Okay, when two or more objects, जब दो या दो से अधिक ऑब्जेक्ट उनकी प्रेजेंस से किसी दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट पर इफेक्ट होगा तो वो क्या होगा? फोर्स. कि जो इंटरेक्शंस हो रहा है, तो इंटरेक्शंस के बी बाय कॉन्टेक्ट और नॉन कॉन्टेक्ट. और ये क्लियर बच्चों इसमें कि इंटरेक्शंस में ज़रूरी नहीं कि दो बॉडीज आपस में कांटेक्ट में आए, विदाउट कांटेक्ट के भी वहाँ पर फोर्स अप्लाइड हो रहे हैं. जैसे अर्थ रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द सन. ओके, दोनों कांटेक्ट में है क्या? नहीं है, बट ड्यू टू ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ऑफ सन, all the not only earth but all the planets revolving around the sun. Same moon revolving around the earth due to gravitational pull of earth. यहाँ पे अर्थ और मून कांटेक्ट में नहीं है, फिर भी उसके ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स के कारण, उसके इफेक्ट के कारण उस पर उसका इफेक्ट हो रहा है. सो इट इज ऑल्सो, सो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स नॉन कॉन्टेक्ट फोर्स. न्यूक्लियर फोर्सेस, मैग्नेटिक फोर्सेस, ये सारे नॉन कॉन्टेक्ट फोर्स हैं. सो एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कॉन्टेक्ट फोर्सेस, when we push or pull an object, kicking a footballs, etc. An example of non-contact forces, gravitational force, magnetic force. Okay, so these are the contact and non-contact forces. Now, effects of force. It can make a body to change its state. From rest to motion and motion to rest, or slow down the speed. It is also affect the direction of an object. So these are the effects of forces. Okay, slow down or accelerate to increase the speed of any vehicle, decrease or stop. We need a force. The SI unit of force is Newton and its symbol is capital N. Okay, because the name of Newton is name of a scientist. Now, types of forces. There are two types of forces: balanced force and unbalanced force. Balanced force means when two or more forces act on an object and the net force is zero, it's called balanced force. कि अगर एक ऑब्जेक्ट पे नंबर ऑफ पर्सन फोर्सेस अप्लाई कर रहे हैं बट उसमें कोई मूवमेंट नहीं हो रहा है, इट मीन्स द नेट फोर्स इज जीरो. सो उस केस में हम फोर्स को कहेंगे बैलेंस्ड फोर्स. तो जब भी किसी ऑब्जेक्ट पर अगर बैलेंस्ड फोर्स है तो उसमें कोई मूवमेंट नहीं होगा. एंड व्हेन टू आर मोर फोर्सेस एक्ट ऑन एन ऑब्जेक्ट एंड द नेट फोर्स इज नॉट इक्वल टू जीरो, then it is called unbalanced force. Okay, so students, कहीं भी अगर ऑब्जेक्ट के किसी पोजीशंस में चेंज हो रहा है किसी भी टाइप का तो होगा ड्यू टू अनबैलेंस्ड फोर्स. बैलेंस फोर्स के कारण उसमें कोई भी चेंजेस नहीं होंगे, वो रेस्ट में रहेगा, बिकॉज इन दिस केस द नेट फोर्स इज जीरो. ओके, सो फोर्स is an external agent which causes the state of change in the state of an object from rest to motion, motion to rest. It may be push or pull. Okay, there are two, just like forces in interactions, and interactions can be done by contact or non-contact. Contact forces means push or pull, hit a ball. Okay, these are the contact forces. And non-contact forces, gravitational force, for example, moon revolving around earth, all the planets revolving around the sun. Okay, so these are the gravitational forces which act between two objects. Magnetic forces between two magnets, or a magnet and iron. Nuclear forces. Okay, so these are the non-contact forces. Now there are two types of forces: balanced and unbalanced.